Okay.
All
I
right.
guess
So
you
now,
guys will start.
yeah. So yeah, I now on behalf of my development team, the question that I had shared with you, okay. Now
Mhm.
they are actually facing challenges, while so we'll go point by point. The first point that I had shared that, kindly confirm by when we'll be able to use the sandbox account. So this test account that you're referring to, they are not able to access that at all for any of the clients. So how do we do that? Can you just help me with that?
Well, you have to use the product download feature. That's part
Oh,
of um the modules is what you have to do. You
okay.
can't physically log into the Sage Supplier Center. You have to do the download feature.
All right. Can you, is it okay if you can, because we are also new to this, if you can just help us from where we can log in?
Yeah, hold
Should I
on just
just,
a moment.
sure, sure. No problem.
Yeah, let me get the let me share my screen.
Fair enough.
Okay, so hopefully you're seeing my screen.
Yep, we can.
So
Yes.
underneath the developer API and the Sage Connect,
Okay.
the product download.
Okay. So we just, okay. So that's basically one. So is this like a bypass because of the application that Sage Connect, which is not there? Is this something that we have to use it for till that fix? Is it fixed?
Everything's fixed.
Okay.
What was not fixed?
No, because they were saying, that application earlier, I'm not sure that's what they had informed me. The application, where they used to push the data, there was an application that used to download on the system.
Yeah, they cannot use that.
Okay.
That is no longer available to outside developers.
Okay. So if they want anything, if they want to do any, so this is like basically the sandbox account that they can use and they can test their products and everything. That's what you
Well, they instead of logging into the Sage Supplier Center like they did previously to look at the product data, they have to do a product download to look at the data.
okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. So I guess you have mentioned everything, like what are the fields and everything.
Yeah, and you can download a list of themes and categories.
So just I have one question. So how exactly can you just show us an example that how can we do this? That will be really, because I have the development and the QA team, because they
Well,
are the ones who do.
it's exactly the same as uploading the product data. It's just a download. So once they click into it, it gives them all the information just like the other, gives them an
Mhm.
example, and then they download the product data. Let me do one for, hold on a second. Oh, that's not gonna work. Hold on.
Okay, so you have to select the Sage Connect API.
And then let me get, Sorry, this is not my forte.
No, no, I understand because they are, since a long time, my QA team, and they are very used to,
Oh,
in the data team to use that application. So that's why
yeah.
we did not have any hands-on. So I also missed on, testing last when we had the conversation. So these questions arise when we had a meet.
Yeah, so they basically just do the same thing. They would just download the product data instead of uploading it.
Okay, and then so I give them the access, they come down here and then they can test it out if everything is fine or whatever is
Yep.
needs to be fixed, they can fix. Is there any drop down that we need to select for this service or the?
Yes, it would be this drop down right here, Sage Connect
Okay,
API. Hmm.
okay. So instead of that application, you have combined it in on the this thing. That's what I think. That application is no longer, as you said. So
Correct.
that's okay. 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 And just in case, if there is any error that we face, we can share that with you, right? And then you'll let us know how can we fix that, or is there anything that we need to work upon?
Correct. Yeah. And
Okay.
usually the error is pretty clear. It'll tell you what's missing or
Okay.
what needs to be fixed. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's one point that we are clear about. Praveen, any questions that you have?
No,
Uh,
no, nothing.
All righty. Okay. Okay. I guess now, coming to that second question, so you have answered the first question. That's really helpful. So it says that, we update. So what happens is when, as a part of the process, they do a lot of updates for product on for a cron job functionality. Like the client dumps it on the server or the FTP server, and then they do a bulk upload. So how do we share those product codes for you to verify? So like the client says that I will dump my data on an FTP server, you consume it, and then you push it to the XYZ service like Sage, ASI, or something. So how do we verify that? Because I guess the application was very helpful. So is this the same way we come to this page and then we verify that?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Everything now is done through the modules. You no longer,
Modules.
yeah,
Okay.
everything is
Okay.
done through the modules.
Okay, so I have to just give them, because what has happened is different teams, like one data team is handling Imagine client, one data team is
Right.
handling Gill line. So I'll have to, should I give them one access or should I create multiple access and give them those access only? How do I do
Well,
that?
we had talked about that before. You just want to set up like you have one already set up.
Yes, you have done
So
that. Yes,
yeah, so they should be able to access with this login credentials
not a
because
problem. Sure.
they have to access anyway to get all the modules.
Perfect. I'll just give
Yeah.
them, no, because I thought different companies, should I give them different access, but that
No,
works
it
fine
doesn't.
as well.
Nah, it doesn't
Okay.
matter. Yeah, you can give them that way. If you take on other clients, you don't have to set up additional login
And
criteria.
they will not get logged off, right? Simultaneously, if two people are logged in.
Nope, they will not.
Perfect. Perfect. That answers my question.
Yep.
Okay. So second pointer is done. Okay. Now, earlier, remember, if there was any issues or anything while doing testing, we used to delete those products from the sandbox environment. How do we do that? How that was the question. So I guess to delete from the live account, there's a discount. Okay.
Well, if you want to delete everything that you have in the live account, you can just
Okay.
shoot me an email because I can do it like with one button and I can delete everything in the live account.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise, as part of the product update, you can also remove products. There's a discontinued.
Okay. So any
Yeah,
idea, will that application is coming back or it's going to be
no, that
obsolete now?
application will not come back. No,
Okay.
they may come up with a different option, but right now, this is the only way that you'll have access to that information.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so you have answered my fifth answer pointer as well. Now the last question that I have. So as you said that I can give access to different teams. Like how will I or you come to know that this person has pushed the data for Imagine, this person has pushed the data for Gillline? How do we bifurcate that from the report?
I'm sorry, you want to know? Okay,
Okay,
ask
so
that
say for
question
example,
again.
Jamie is working on Lincoln Line client.
Mhm.
Okay, Praveen is working on Imagine client. So we are pushing the data. You verified everything is. How do we, understand that Praveen has pushed for Imagine and I have pushed for Lincoln Line? How do we understand that if we need to know
There's
from
no
this
way to know
product?
that. Yeah, there's no way to know who pushes what data.
Okay. So even with the company's name also, we'll not be able to know that Praveen has pushed Imagine's product for today or I have pushed Lincoln Line products for today.
Yeah, no, I mean, it just pushes it. It doesn't say who pushes it.
Okay. Okay. And the last question that I have. Okay. Now, you remember we ideally do some small changes or anything for like a single column change or anything. So how do we get back to you on that? Like if we have to verify like, a code or something, can we, like, I guess we are practicing doing that with Gill line. Is that okay if we practice the same thing for the small minor changes as well for
Oh, yeah.
time being?
Yeah, just shoot me an email. Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay. Okay. Not a problem. So I and Praveen are so far the point of contact with you. Okay. Whatever
Mhm.
our teams are sending it out. So we'll share that with you.
Okay.
And let me try this out. We have a public holiday tomorrow again here. So by Monday, let my development team try it out. If there's any questions, I'll reach out to you again. I'm very
Mhm.
sorry.
Oh,
It's we needs a hands-on on this as well. Once we are 100% settled, I guess then we'll be good to go. But if there's any
oh,
questions or anything, I'll get back to you.
oh, sure. No problem at all. That's what I'm here for. I know it's kind of a big changeover for everybody. So just feel free to ask me whatever questions you need to ask.
Okay. Last question, which triggered to me. Just in case if two websites have the same product code, then how do we do that?
Two websites shouldn't have the same product.
Ideally, it shouldn't, but just in case, this triggered to me because we have, clients who are, like they have a merger with each other. That's their own consent that they have. But ideally, how do we come to that scenario?
Well, I mean, each product that's uploaded into Sage, even if it has the same like item number, it has a different product ID number.
Product ID, yeah.
Yeah, that's why we do the product IDs in case there are overlapping item numbers. That way it knows. And plus, when you're pushing it to a certain account and certain Sage number.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because I know one that you did, I guess it was Compass Industries. They have a US and
Compass,
a
yes.
Canadian.
That is
Yeah.
that is why I was coming to that point because
Yeah,
yeah.
so yeah, you'll when you push, you'll end up with two different Sage numbers, and then each one of those
For
products.
Canada, you
So
have set up a different Sage number, and for your US, it's a
yes,
different Sage number, right?
yeah, and then each product for US or for Canada has unique ID numbers in Sage as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Not a problem. I guess that's from my end. So let my team work on this, Carmen. I'll get back to you if there's anything. I'll give them the
Okay.
access as discussed. Let them try it out. And if there's anything, I'll shoot you an email about it.
Okay, and I will get this link to this video sent over to you.
Sure, sure. Thank you very much, Carmen. Thanks for your time.
You're so welcome. You guys have a good day.
Okay, no problem. Take care. Have a nice
Bye-bye.
weekend too. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.